First, right now, here on the night team, take a look. Another stunning round of heavy rains happening south of Metro Louisville tonight, leading to flash flooding and inundating communities just like E-Town last night. This is Washington County, Kentucky, east of Bardstown. Video and photos from the Washington County, Kentucky Sheriff this evening. The sheriff at 9 o'clock ordering everyone off the roads. Jerry Pinkston says over 4 inches of rain fell in less than 3 hours. Water has been flooding roadways plus mudslides. Heavy equipment on the scene in the rain as Highway 150 between Bardstown and Springfield has water and debris over the roadway. Late tonight, the sheriff's office told us this update, saying no deaths, no injuries, no rescues. So far, everyone, they say, stayed off the flooded roadways, but water and trees across the roads and mudslides are the biggest problem right now for emergency responders in Washington County, Kentucky. So once again, part two, let's get the latest from our chief meteorologist, Mallory Schnell. So what happened, Mallory? It's almost like the same setup that inundated Elizabethtown last night.
Yes, we're really stuck in this same pattern over the last several days where some spots get no rain. Much of Louisville remained dry this evening. Other spots just get dumped with all of the rainfall. And that's exactly what we saw in Washington County this evening and portions of Nelson County as well. As we mentioned, east and southeast of Bardstown there. You can see these slow moving storms earlier this evening, the oranges, the reds on the radar. Definitely a lot of moisture to tap into in the atmosphere still. You can just feel it from the humidity that we've had the last several days. So those were slow moving storms. We did have a flash flood warning that was allowed to be canceled early, which is good news. And flash flooding, they're aptly named because waters rise very quickly, but then they also recede very quickly. You can see radar estimated rainfall amounts of 3+ inches of rainfall in some portions of Washington County earlier this evening. Meanwhile, drier around the Louisville metro. We did have a few downpours also up in southern Indiana earlier this evening. At this point, looks like just a few lingering showers around Hardin County. The rest of us dry. We can't rule out a spotty shower through tonight. Otherwise, partly to mostly cloudy skies, maybe some fog forming if winds relax. Overnight lows stay muggy in the low to mid 70s. Now, tomorrow will bring us our greatest threat of severe weather of the week. By Wednesday evening, we'll be talking much more about that weather impact alert day coming up in our extended forecast. Doug.
18, the intent and in favor of dissolving the solid waste district.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And just like that, the future of the Floyd County, Indiana Solid Waste Department is moving in the direction of being shut down. You heard right, and it's our top story for you here on the night team. We are talking recycling for many folks who live in Floyd County, Indiana. The local government says they need to find money after the statewide Senate Bill number 1 made changes to local income tax. The recycling program appears to be an easy but controversial target. WHAS11 night team's Jose Alonso is covering concerns over a possible vote to end it.
The Floyd County Solid Waste Department is known as the nearest spot for residents to recycle materials like cardboard, plastic, and electronic waste.
The most thing I'm worried about that really brought me here tonight is the hazardous waste that is not going to have anywhere to go.
Residents addressed their concerns on the commissioner's intent to crush their beloved program. Retired business owner David Abersol was one of many who took to public comment.
I think the recycling is just as important as your streets. It's important as your fire trucks, your police department, your ambulance service, and so forth. This has become a part of a county or a city doing stuff for its people.
County commissioners are navigating Indiana's new Senate Bill 1, which is set to limit their annual budget. Commissioner Jason Sharp says funds must now focus on public health and safety, like investing in the road department.
The road department hasn't had any new equipment outside of a vac truck and a piece of like a skid steer since 2017. You know, these are big trucks. These are, you know, dump trucks, snow plows, utility vehicles of different sorts.
The Solid Waste Department is projected to take in 900 tons of material this year alone. Although the vote to dissolve the program doesn't immediately shut down services, it leaves the question on if electronic waste, like computers and printers, will go in the local landfill.
The one thing that I heard tonight that it's very clear to me is that people want to know where they're going to take their household hazardous waste. And that's something that we're currently working on right now, because we want to make sure that those materials don't end up in our landfills, that don't end up in our water supplies. We want to make sure that those are properly mitigated.
Among this vote, commissioners will assess other ways Floyd County residents can recycle, but other leaders like Denise Conkle with County Council says this motion was a surprise.
This could have been discussed as whether it was financially feasible to continue this program. It is. I will leave you with the number.
The future of recycling in Floyd County is up to how officials can navigate legislative changes. Jose Alonso, WHAS11 Night Team, on your side.
Well, Commissioner Sharp says the next step in this process is to discuss this intent to dissolve the recycling program with the County Council on June 24th. If the motion moves forward, commissioners will have a 180-day waiting period before hosting a public hearing, and then they'll have the chance to have that final vote. Brand new since 6 on the night team, the future of Mid-City Mall in the Highlands of Louisville, weighed tonight by neighbors who want a say in its future. The beloved mall opened in 1962, but its sale is now imminent. Mid-City on Bardstown Road hosts many amenities like the Highlands branch of the public library, a value market, supermarket, and a doctor's office. Senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton was there, taking us inside tonight's meeting.
Please sign in.
This is Little D democracy at its best. The fact that I'm sweating because there were so many people in the room is unequivocally a good thing. This is not one of the what will be many required community meetings that will happen in the course of the development of this property.
I think we have a chance to do something really right.
This is a 100% extra in advance mechanism for engaging our community.
We have such a special local, small, neighbor-owned environment.
What it is that community members want to see in this space.
I would like a nice mixed-use development, and I would like to see not everything be luxury housing, because we need more affordable housing in this city.
And we deserve to have the grocery that we want, family-owned, small, that fits into our area. A developer can make that happen.
Having some trees, having it be more pedestrian safe.
I want to emphasize accessibility.
3 things. 1, the value market. 2nd, the Baxter Theater. And 3rd, if there's not a library here, there needs to be one somewhere close.
Yeah. Community voices matter. The process matters.
I intend to be at all the meetings that I can make because I have a voice. And I want it to be heard because this is my neighborhood.
It's a treasure. And so hopefully the councilman really took something away from this and will report it to whoever buys the property.
So thank you guys for carrying it out to the end.
And with that, Councilmember Ben Reno Weber closing the meeting as our senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton bringing us the story there on the night team tonight. Now, this will not be the last public meeting. Once plans start to become more finalized, the city and the council members will host more meetings about the Mid-City Mall. Well, maintenance workers are fighting back against the Louisville Metro Housing Authority today. Members of the SEI IU union in Kentucky testified to the Metro Housing Authority board this afternoon, sharing their stories of struggling with surrounding benefits and getting local work. Workers help maintain the public housing in our city, and they urge Metro Housing to commit to in-house staffing instead of hiring out the jobs.
As the sole provider, the weight of the insecurity is overwhelming. If I get sick or injured, I don't know how we'll survive. We need affordable health care benefits that provide the security, financially and medically, that every LMHA worker deserves.
A petition by the union to fight against subcontracting jobs was delivered to the full board. Metro Housing Authority released a statement saying the board values the role maintenance employees play in ensuring safe, affordable housing for thousands of residents across our city. They said the board is working with union leaders, employees, and residents. Now we want to bring you the latest on the rising tension and the possibility that the United States will be pulled into the battle between Israel and Iran. On our newscast the past 2 weeks, we've had Israeli war expert Dr. Kurt Jefferson from Spalding University in Louisville. His book about the wars of Israel came out in late May. He told me tonight in the next 48 hours he believes one of 2 things could happen. The United States bombs nuclear sites with Israel and effects regime change in Iran. Or President Donald Trump gives Israel the green light to target with U.S. bunker buster bombs to kill or chase out Iran's supreme leader and force regime change. President Trump claims to know where Iran's supreme leader is currently hiding, writing on social media that, quote, "We are not going to take him out, at least for now." Here's ABC's Christiane Cordero bringing us the latest from Washington, D.C.
Tensions escalating in the Middle East as more missiles from Iran are coming into Israel, lighting up the night sky. Sirens activated across multiple cities in Israel, including Tel Aviv. ABC's Ian Pannell is there.
We just heard the first sound there of an intercept, so we're going to have to disappear. But this is another round of Iranian strikes on Israel.
President Trump demanding the Iranian regime an unconditional surrender, sharing this threat. "We know exactly where the so-called supreme leader is hiding. He is an easy target, but is safe there. We are not going to take him out, at least not for now." Adding, "Our patience is wearing thin." This after the president abruptly left the G7 in Canada Monday night, holding a meeting with his national security team in the Situation Room. President Trump had previously been urging Iran to negotiate a nuclear deal.
They should have done the deal. I told them, do the deal. So I don't know. I'm not too much in the mood to negotiate now.
Iran has not responded to President Trump's threats, but its supreme leader posted on X Iran would show no mercy to Israel and give a strong response. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu speaking with the president as Israel calls for the U.S. to intervene to destroy Iran's nuclear program.
And then a real end, not a ceasefire. And then so something that will be permanent. Or giving up entirely. Is that okay too?
Only the U.S. has a 30,000-pound bunker buster bomb capable of reaching Iran's deeply buried nuclear site. And in a new security alert tonight, the State Department announcing the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem will remain closed until at least Friday. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now, when the aggressive ICE policy started under the Trump administration, the target was criminals in the U.S. here illegally. But now the orders are causing confusion. ICE was told to ramp down raids at workplaces like farms, hotels, and restaurants over the weekend. But now, U.S. Department of Homeland Security seems to be walking that back. When asked about the change, the agency said, quote, "There will be no safe spaces for industries who harbor violent criminals or purposely try to undermine ICE's efforts." Right here at home, a group of Metro Council members and Louisville activists are claiming immigration officials are taking Louisvillians into custody right at an office in Old Louisville. According to this group, it is happening as they're coming in for their required check-ins at the Louisville office for ISAP. Today, we asked the mayor about it. He says they're working to confirm if this is true.
Let me assure the entire community of one thing, that LMPD, Louisville Metro government, is not involved with that. We are focused on preventing violent crime here locally and responding to violent crime locally. Immigration enforcement actions are a federal government responsibility, and LMPD is not involved.
The advocacy groups who made these claims about ICE gave WHAS11 News 2 photographs allegedly showing ICE officers taking people away here in Louisville, but we have yet to be able to independently verify them for you. We reached out to ICE directly about the issue. So far, haven't heard back.